Recording is in progress.
Thank you, Rich. Welcome to the November meeting of the BBAA. First thing we're going to do is start out with Jeff, so I'm not sure why he sat down.
I'm not
He's
sure
coming
why I
back
sat
up.
down either. Ah!
He's coming back up.
Okay, come on down.
Okay, this is ready. Share the screen for you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
You want to?
All right. Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, yesterday and Tuesday, I'm kind of backing up here because I'm giving George and I a plug because we went to this homeschool presentation, and yesterday's was pretty good. The kids weren't listening to us very much, and today there was no sun available. It was behind the cloud, so we gave a 30-minute presentation, and it was a lot of fun. I want to appeal to everybody that hasn't done any outreach. I realize you can't go during the week as easily as we can since we're retired, but please do volunteer for some of these outreach events, okay? And then RSVP, and I'll be sure to click on the RSVP button so you can RSVP on any of these. Okay, and here we are at the meeting. As you can see, we had a 9 o'clock presentation today, so George and I got up real early for that. That was really fun. And today is the 7:30 meeting. We'll have planets and potables, and I think they changed the name. It used to be planets and something else. Meteors and mocktails. They're trying to be alliterative and everything, but the bottom line is that's a nice event that's coming up, and that's at the Russell Memorial Library, Chesapeake, and that's coming up on tomorrow night. I can't make that one. All right, Kids in Grief Stargazing is in Williamsburg. I know I'm going to attend it. I don't know if there's anybody in here planning on going to. Very good. Okay, great. Oh, we got 3 hands. 3 people are going to come, and hopefully out there in Zoomville, you guys can come too. I'll give you the details if you're interested. I'll just click on it real fast. It says Kids in Grief, and here's the address: Jamestown 4-H Educational Center, 3751 4-H Club Road, Williamsburg. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's worth it. I'll tell you what, when I go to these outreach things, you feel so good at the end. You really feel good. Yes.
Who's going tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Planets. Oh, good. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, be sure and RSVP. Now, if sometimes I don't leave the RSVP thing check mark, so I'm going to get better at that too. I'm a new guy too. All right. And then next week, we have to wait all the way till the 12th for Saturday, Sunday. I hope we're going to have a nice bright day so we can show off our new solar filters that we made. I was all set to do my new solar filter, and no sun today. Okay, the following week, Corn Watch at Cornland. That's primarily for club members only. Sky Watch is Northwest River Park. The Leonids meteor shower in November. I don't have approval officially, but I'll keep bugging the guy, and that's at that's in the Heritage Park in Windsor. Couldn't think of it. Windsor, right? And the meteor shower is going to be obviously around midnight, so I had it started at 10 o'clock and it goes to about 2 when the moon comes up. So it should be pretty good dark sky there, and hopefully we'll get some RSVPs if I check that RSVP thing off. I got to get the official thing before I don't want to cancel it. I want to go to that thing too. Okay, Corn Watch again the following Friday. Night Watch is on the 26th and 27th. This is available, in case you don't know, nightsky.jpl.nasa.gov, and these things are all posted for everybody to see. If you're a club member, I think you get to see all the club member activities as well as the public activities. All right, club meeting again the following December 1st. Math night, it's on Friday night, 6 o'clock, Saturday, Sunday again on the 3rd. Let me go to the next month here. Let's see, here we go. Saturday, Sunday. The Muse Ghent, I went ahead and approved that. I hope we get some volunteers. We're setting telescopes up out in the at
It's
the
always a lot of
parking
fun.
lot.
We have cookies and hot chocolate indoors. We could always. get,
Yeah, it's gonna be cold in December. That's right, that's right.
It's a good event to look at the planets and the moon
Good.
if it's out, so, because it's in a shopping center in Norfolk, so.
Yeah.
It's not gonna see much.
It's in the
else,
parking
but
lot there, so I don't know, it's a lot of skylights.
There is some light pollution.
And shout out to George again for BBAA lunch and planning at Stripers at Waterside. Excellent seafood. If you haven't been, please plan on attending that. 8 p.m. cancel. I don't know what this was,
Well, it's canceled.
whatever it was. I won't even look at it. Corn Watch again, Sky Watch again on the 17th at Northwest River Park. That's public invited, and we outreach to public, let them look through our telescopes and things like that. I don't know what this tentative thing is. What's
That's
this?
tentative night watch. It's on Christmas Eve. If anybody wants to go.
Oh, on
Christmas
night
Eve,
watch? No, I don't think we're going to be able to do
Yeah,
that, but
That's why I put tentative.
yeah. So it doesn't say not, I didn't know it was night watch. All right. Any questions so far? We'll just cover through December. How's that? Any questions so far? I do have one thing that I just got today, and it's right here. Maybe I can just tell you, if you want to see, I'll show you the flyer. I'll put it up on Zoom too. The Chesapeake, is it Chesapeake Public
Parks and Rec.
Chesapeake Parks and Rec, is that it? Is that it? With,
Yeah.
Okay, well, they've invited, or it's Kempsville. I'll get it right. Kempsville Park and Rec, is that it?
Oh,
Where they have the
Kempsville,
swimming pool?
Kempsville,
Rec
Recreation
Center.
Center.
Yeah, the rec center. Is set up an astronomy 101 here. I said I wasn't going to go to January, but I wanted to bring it up for you guys. Astronomy 101, and they're going to charge $5 a person to make sure they have people with skin in the game. And I told the lady I didn't feel real comfortable with that, so we can maybe reduce it to 5, less than 5. But she just wants to make sure people that sign up go. That's all. So I brought a flyer with me. It's pretty cool, and that's what we're going to be doing in January. That's a future thing, and that's going to go monthly till like March.
6 months.
6 months, yeah,
5 or 6.
5 or 6 months, and we're going to show them the sky too, as well as have a little lecture on the astronomy 101.
Hey, Jeff, you said you were uncomfortable about taking some money, but we could use that if they're charging $5 and it comes back to the club, that could go to scholarship funds or
I
something.
wish
like
we
that.
could get the money.
Oh, they're keeping it.
They're keeping it. However,
Oh, we don't get any skim. We don't get a cut of that.
yeah. However, somebody said thank you very much for approving our thing, and I can't remember which one it was, but I said, and they asked me, do we have to pay for this or something like that? And I said, no, it's free of charge, but we do accept donations, and we're a non-profit club, and we give scholarships, so hopefully that'll get us another donation or two from that. I can't remember which one it was. I just answered the thing the other day. All right. Anybody have any questions for me?
What's math night?
Math night. Good question. What's math night? That's Friday. No, that's in December, isn't it?
December, yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at that. I don't remember. Okay. Math game, STEM and activity. Mathnasium of Great Neck on Great Neck Road. And I submitted it, but I don't remember the details. Maybe I changed it or something.
They are tutors for math, and they are having a STEM related activity, and they'd like to ask us to show the stars.
Okay. That's
We don't have to tell them how far away planets and.
oh yeah.
Hey, let's come prepared with numbers.
I asked,
Distances.
I said, do you know how far the sun, this was today, you know how far the sun is? And the guy goes, 80 jillion, kajillion, million, bajillion miles. I said, well, no, it's 93 million. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. All that stuff is great fun. Please do go for the outreach. And Samantha's sick.
5,000 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. And Samantha's sick, but she's here. Sean sent telescope donation email to you. Did you get that? Oh, that was from Ben. All right. Good. No questions. That's mathnasium thing. All right. Please RSVP. Please go to outreach. And one more thing. Oh, gosh, there's one more thing. Did we already get that? The completed event for Night Sky for Skywatch last month. Skywatch, did it
Oh,
already get?
yeah, we need whoever, we had 2 or 3 people who went to Skywatch when the rest of us were at the Mars Festival. We need somebody to report that event.
Right. Is
Or
anybody?
send the info to Jeff and he can report it, something.
Yeah, but I don't know how many came and what happened and all that. So
What's the day you're talking about?
I can run back.
Okay.
October 15th.
October, is it 15th?
15th.
Oh, yeah, 3
The
things.
same day as the Mars Fest. Yeah, it was October 15th. That's right.
I went to Skywatch.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll get with you and we'll talk about it. Very good. Thank you very much. Come back and see us and I'll stop the share. Great.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, next we have the secretary report with Jeff.
Sean, make sure you get the.
I motion that we suspend the reading of the minutes.
He hasn't even got up yet. Give him a chance.
I'm trying to avoid, he's old, we don't want him getting up and down too much.
Oh, they're trying.
I'm trying to save them old joints.
Is that what you need, George? The list of names?
Incoming.
There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry, was there, someone made a motion to dismiss the reading?
Sure. It's not a.
There's no
This-
second.
It's not a-
Yeah,
Did
no
someone-
second.
Okay, do I hear a second?
No second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's pretty weak. You may be reading some minutes
I
tonight.
was gonna oppose anyway.
I think it's just.
All
gotta,
opposed?
Whoever wants to, this position's going up for.
That's a
Later
good
on
idea.
today.
Maybe you should read it so people know what you're doing.
Oh, okay. It's kind of, it's not that difficult of a position, actually. I just kind of write up the minutes from the Zoom that's being recorded and put it into written form and send it out
Me
there
for
for,
proofreading.
put on the website.
Oh,
I was gonna show them right here,
All
so let me share the screen so they can see it. Once he's done, he emails them to me and then I'll upload them. So like here's last month, you have the October minutes that Jeff prepared.
There you go.
And
That's pretty
Rich
much it.
also sends me like the video, so you could click here and it'll open up YouTube. So, and if you like podcasts, you can open up the audio file of it. So,
It's not that difficult of a job.
nope. And you don't have to do all that, actually. All you do is the minutes. And Rich sends me the video, I put it on YouTube. So if we have a new webmaster one day, they'll do it. All right, are you gonna read it or, because that motion failed?
Oh, it did?
Yeah, there was like 3 people that said yes.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
want to do it again?
Yeah, sure. You want to do it again?
Okay, well, is there anybody opposed to reading the minutes? Rich, this is where you chime in, right?
Yeah.
Rich,
I'm
go ahead.
opposed.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 It failed. There's like 3 people in this room and like 3 on the screen.
All right.
So it looks like Jeff's gonna do his job.
All right. Well, this is a first. Actually,
Are you nervous? You okay?
It feels
yeah,
kind
I'll
of
be
good to
fine.
do it
I-
once at least.
First and last
You gotta
time.
go over here and come back.
Yeah, do it from the camera.
First and last time.
I got to do it once too.
You just get over more.
you gotta be in front of the
The,
camera.
Don't be shy.
I'm just reading off a piece of paper here. So the Astronomy Club meeting met on October 6th at Tidewater Community College. It was also broadcast, simulcast on Zoom, just like tonight. President Sean Watster called the meeting to order at 7:30. Vice President event report by Jeff Goldstein. And I have all the October and November events as of the meeting in October. I know November has added a lot more, so of course, they're not going to be recorded in this report. The Secretary's report was A motion was made to dispense with the reading last month, which was approved, not this month. We went into treasurer's report. Treasurer gave us how much funds we have and how many members are on the roster. A astronomical league report by Mr. Bruce Powers was given after that. Triple RT report, which is the remote telescope that the club has access to in Charlottesville, Virginia. A report was given on that. It's up and running. And if anybody was interested, and as a club member, can get access to that scope. I'm sure you can cover it again tonight. Old business, the solar filter workshop was held on Saturday, October the 8th. And we had good participation with that. It was only $25 per filter, and they came out great, I thought. Status of relocating the East Coast Star Party to Chip Oaks Plantation Park. I don't know, Sean, you're going to go into that tonight?
Saturday. It's Saturday's that meeting, so
Oh, you're going to meet one Saturday? Okay, well, I put that in the meeting.
I'm gonna crash the
You're
meeting.
going to go meet with the Friends of the Chip Oaks,
Yes.
the people that actually kind of get the ball rolling with events to occur in Chip Oaks. So Sean's going to go down there and plead her case with them. The terms of president and secretary will be up at the end of this calendar year, and elections are going to be held tonight. George Reynolds had several T-shirts available for sale. Don't know if they were sold or what
Still has some.
but anyway. Motion was made for the club to purchase a Celestron Star Sense Explorer telescope as a grand prize for the Georgia June Scholarship.
That telescope was purchased.
And the telescope was purchased.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Wow,
Just saw the receipt.
thanks. Yeah, quick. October 15th, as we just discussed, 3 events happened at the same time. The Old Dominion's Mars Fest, First Landing Fall Fest, Skywatch at Northwest River Park. And if we didn't get anybody RSVP to the First Landing events, they were going to have to cancel it, but we did have one person show up, and I did see that report. Door prize of a book was donated by Bruce Powers and one by Kevin Mitchell. Clubs using the app Discord to communicate for special events and share photos. I have a link to that in the notes. There were 30 people in attendance at the meeting. I'm not going to name them all. Business meeting was adjourned at 8:30 and the meeting was reconvened into the planetarium for a show about Egyptians and astronomy. That's it. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Thank you, Jeff.
We have a motion that the meeting, the minutes be accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Treasury report. Rich, you're up.
You gotta give me a few minutes to recover from that. All right, let me am I sharing? Wait. All right. We got almost 4,300 bucks. So we went up 375 in the month. Most of that was from solar filter workshop payments. The only expenditures, we had a couple small expenditures relating to the solar workshop. Sean did the now kind of like with how much money we brought in and how much we spent, and we pretty much broke even on it for now, but we still have a lot of leftover material. I think a lot of that Bader stuff is still there. So if we ever do it again, we'll be set up and we'll make money off it because it'll that point be just like profit. Had 2 new members join in the months, bring us up to 175. So our membership is getting pretty big. But that's all I got was say. Yeah, primary scholarship. We only have a little over 200 bucks in that bucket, and then we got 774 in Georgie June. So yeah, we definitely I need look into the boardwalk astronomy stuff since there's not a lot of money in the primary scholarship fund at the moment, but we are otherwise good. If you have questions, speak now.
We can make donations to the scholarship fund. That's what we did during COVID when we weren't doing boardwalk astronomy. I started donating monthly, so I can start doing that again.
Yeah, that was true with COVID, and a lot of people did make one-time donations, and I think Eddie Paris has a monthly one set up, so get money in every month from him. So
Well, we'll follow up with Boardwalk, see what's going on with that. We got solar filters up here, the solar filter glasses that'll help with that. And the solar filter material, like you said, I bought a square meter of it and we used not even half. It came in 2 pieces in 2 little tubes, and we still have some left of the first tube. So we have quite a bit of material. So if you didn't get a solar filter yet, let me know. You can't buy one with that material for $25. I know that, so it's a good deal. And did anyone who was there get a chance to test it out?
Yeah.
What'd you think? I mean, I like it.
I think it was better than the commercially made one that I had.
Yeah, it's really good material. You're not gonna be disappointed with it, I'm sure of that. So
yeah, just speaking on the deal, because I've looked up on Beta, like for my telescope, it's 11 inches. To buy a Beta filter that's already pre-made with that stuff is about $130.
and I was thinking about that too, that foam that we used, even though that's not in the materials listed on the Beta directions, right? The foam is perfect if you need a dew shield. So think about that. If you have an SCT, you do need a dew shield. So you should be making one, and we have some material left over. Let me know, really, because Gabriel bought the material, and I just offered to make it for him since it was all at my house and he's doing school and everything. And when I went to make the filter for him, I had ordered 3 millimeter foam, and we had used 5 millimeter at the workshop. So is it going to work for him? I think so, but it's not as stiff. So, but it would be perfect for a dew shield. You see what I'm saying? So we have 2 rolls of it that, and I'll probably have to end up ordering 5 millimeter still for anyone else. I just think it's a little stiffer for that. You don't want the solar filter coming apart. If it ever comes apart on Gabriel, then I'm just going to make him another one. But anyway, just so you guys know, dew shield and solar filters. What more can you ask for? And coming up, we will have the dew heater workshop still. And like was mentioned by Jeff, we're doing elections tonight. So I'll talk to the new incoming president, and I was thinking of at least doing a Dobsonian class on how to clean your primary mirror, because a lot of people are nervous about doing that type of thing. I'll bring in my telescope. We'll just do it right here, like after we're done with the club business, and show everybody how it's easy. It's really a matter of just marking where everything goes, so you can put it right back where it was. And then you have a laser collimator to collimate it afterwards. So anyway, is that everything, Rich?
Yep.
All righty, thank you. Let's see what else we got. I'll check my handy dandy notebook. All right, Ben, scholarship chairperson report. You have anything to report?
Needs money.
Needs
Needs money.
I saw your note. Do you want to say it, or do you want me to?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
About George, do we have the coupon tickets ready to go, or does anybody have them? Or-
No, we don't have them ready to go, so we'll have to make those tickets up for the Georgia June raffle.
Oh, right.
And that's not that hard though to print those out. I can get them. Last time Jim Tallman did it, but did we send? I think I ordered them last time actually from one of those online printing companies, because Jim Tallman was printing them for us before, and I didn't want to go ask him to use his printer. But I'll do that again. It's pretty simple. And do you already have that up still, Ben?
Yeah, you want me to share a screen or
Will
something?
you share it?
Sure.
You guys can see the prize for this year's Georgia June raffle. And while he's doing that, I will mention, does anyone know Scott Cadwell? Have they seen him at an event? Because this is what he won last year at the Georgia Shoe Raffle. And I just saw it in my bag here. I've been carrying it around since then. So if you see him at an event, let him know, remind him. I did call him and let him know.
Well,
Go ahead, Ben.
all right, folks. So this is our raffle for this next year. Oh, Sean, do we have any other stuff besides the telescope? Do we have some other things or? just the
No,
fire-
it's just this so far. I mean, we might come up with some other smaller stuff, but this will be the main
Okay.
thing.
Celestron brand, it's a 100 millimeter smartphone app enabled refractor telescope with tripod. Let me open this up. Can you see this okay?
Yep.
Okay, so you strap your phone there. Let me see the next screen here. Put your phone right there. It's got, it's using all the gyros and imaging and all that wonderful capability and GPS to figure out where the telescope's pointing. I'm sure there's a little setup routine, but once you're set up, that's the telescope. Comes with two eyepieces. It comes with a, what was that? Yeah, 25 millimeter, 10 millimeter eyepiece, as well as a diagonal. So you don't break it, kind of like right there, you can see the diagonal, Celestron diagonal there. And red dot finder scope up the top here, as well as with their new technology, StarSense smartphone docking. So probably quite a quick setup. It looks like it's not a, it's basically it's an alt azimuth tripod, but using the technology of your phone to help you point and guide. So a little tray for your eyepiece down the bottom. Pretty nice setup, real nice. You can do probably a lot of that stuff. Get yourself a webcam, low price, like a ZWO imager if you want to get that stuff and put it on there for a little over $100 and your laptop, and you could be doing some pretty amazing work with this little telescope.
And the selling point with this StarSense is you don't have to know anything. You turn that phone on with the app and it knows where it's at, and it just tells you point over here, and you just point the telescope to what you want
Yeah.
to see.
There's no alignment.
Yeah.
Nothing. It just figures it out and goes. You tell where to go and it goes.
All right. So please donate. What are the tickets for? I think they're $1, $5.
I think they're $5. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
$5.
And if not for yourself, for a wonderful son, granddaughter, grandson, whatever, nephew, niece, you can always donate it, as well as your contributions go to a great scholarship, which is tax deductible.
Yep. It's going to be,
Was that?
did we do it at the picnic last time? I think.
We did. No?
We had it at meeting.
We normally have it at the picnic, but we had it at the one time we did it at the restaurant. on
Yeah.
Waterside.
Well, when COVID happened, we got pushed back like 6 months, remember? And, but I don't know if it was at the meeting or right before that.
Last December is when we started selling tickets at the.
Yeah, and I'll summarize the scholarship. We might have some other folks that are new. The Back Bay Amateur Astronomers for several years now has done a wonderful scholarship program to students that submit an application, an essay, their GPA, their SAT or ACT, and teacher's recommendation. The committee scores the submissions. And then we have given, the last one was like $1,000. And then we also have a Georgia June Memorial Scholarship. Sean showed that.
Listen, I have two things that I,
Hello? So in any case, Georgia June was a wonderful member of our club and just gave so much of herself to promoting astronomy and the outreach program. Sadly, she left us way too early in life, and we memorialized her service to amateur astronomies through the Georgia June Scholarship Fund. And we give away anywhere from $500 to $1,000 every year. So for a club our size, giving away $2,000 worth of scholarship annually thereabouts. It's an amazing accomplishment, and it goes to amazingly talented students across Hampton Roads that apply for. So we give away two awards every year. So, and we're a 501(c)(3), an educational organization. So your donations are tax deductible. So give it to the IRS and the state, or you can give it to Back Bay Amateur Astronomers. So please give and give freely. Tell your employers, corporations, obviously, can get a tax write-off too by supporting our organization, and that works as well. So,
Thank you, Ben.
sir.
Any questions about the scholarships or Georgia June raffle? All right, thanks. Let's see, Alcor report. I saw Bruce on here earlier. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, Bruce.
So, can I share?
Sure thing.
Yep.
Okay, I haven't shared in a while.
Should be at the bottom.
Okay. All right, can everybody see this?
Yes.
Okay, so for our newcomers, the Astronomical League is actually a nationwide organization of multiple clubs. There's probably upwards of 200 clubs nationwide. I think the last count I saw was there's roughly about 20,000 people in this fine organization nationwide. So you get an awesome magazine called the Reflector Magazine, and I monitor those every month or every quarter. You get every quarter to see how many people from BBAA have won awards. For September, we didn't have anybody, so in December I will be waiting to see who has finished off some awards. I'm still working on one for globular clusters. It'll probably take me the next 3 years. Anywho, so if you're interested in the Astronomical League, check that out there, astroleague.org. Okay, I receive a lot of cool information, from the world of the Astronomical League, and oh my gosh, okay, hold on. All right. So anyway, I was able to post some stuff on the WET Facebook page. So this is the first one that I received. They have a cool information sheet on the November 8th lunar eclipse. Okay, which I looked up on the NASA webpage. The next one is in 2025. So you're going to have a 3-year hiatus of cool lunar eclipses. I guess this is somewhat of an observing report. But anyway, this came from Alcon, the Astronomical League, rather. So it'll be on November 8th, and it starts at 4:49 a.m. PST. And I consulted the Sky Safari Oracle, and the sun doesn't come up till about 6:30. So you should be able to see something of this sitting in the west. Okay, and there's a cool diagram here how all that works. Okay, they also send me every month navigating the November night sky, which you can download from the BBAA Facebook page. They sent me something on how to do a community service project for donated telescopes. So this is specifically targeted towards Sean Lozier, but anywho, for anybody else that gets lots of donated telescopes, they have some good ideas on how to turn those into community service projects. And there is a job open in the Reflector magazine, which I think you can do remotely for their advertising executive. So if anybody has any experience in the advertising world, give the Reflector a shout. I have no idea how much they would pay you. So, and lastly, interestingly, the Astronomical League convention in 2023, for the first time since I've been involved is going to be in Louisiana in July of 23. It's not going to be in New Mexico this year. So as always, they've got lots of cool field trips. You can go see the LIGO facility there. That's on the cutting edge of gravitational wave astronomy. And yep. Okay. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, Bruce.
I have to
I'd like to reiterate too what he was talking about. If you are new to astronomy, and even if you're not new, but especially if you're new, do these programs with the Astronomical League, because your membership in the club, you already became a member. $5 of those dues went towards that. And it helps you learn the night sky. So you feel more comfortable going out to outreach events or out by yourself and actually accomplishing and finding what you want to see in the night sky. So it definitely helps. Can't recommend it enough. All right, triple RT report. I don't think Bird's on, but I will look in a minute to see if it's up. But we go with old business. Does anyone have any old business to discuss?
Still have t-shirts, so. Few.
I know I've been procrastinating with the t-shirt order and hat order, but I am going to submit one very soon. Are you
I
looking
gotta
at me?
send you some.
What's
Some
that?
came through PayPal. I have to send to you.
Oh, did you see something? Okay. I was planning on ordering maybe 15. So if you want a specific color, that's not this one, because this is the most popular one we order, then you should definitely submit an order online on the website. If you go to our store link, there's a place in there where you can pick the color and your size and everything and get the shirt you want. Otherwise, if you buy it from George afterward, it's going to be this color. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I got some light blue. I got one gray. I got a couple grays. Just gray and light blue,
Yep.
2 colors.
Gray is the second most popular color. The only old business I had was just a reminder that I'm going up about the East Coast Star Party on Saturday. So you guys already know about that. Is there any other old business anybody has to discuss? Okay. We can move on to new business. Does anybody have any new business? Someone should come up with something while I'm looking at the triple RT.
I had a question actually. So I attended during COVID, last winter, well, actually it was in the spring, the Kalamazoo Astronomical Society. They had the online amateur astronomer certificate course. And I wanted to propose that maybe if we think about something like that, I mean, amongst you literally have a half a century worth of knowledge in regard to, space and sky. And so if we could put something together on a Zoom platform or virtually, maybe like amongst all of us, if there was a way to narrate it each week or put together some type of curriculum and sell that for people to attend online. I mean, that to me would be a great thing to make money during the off season.
That's true. I mean, I'm looking at George. He's already got a bunch of presentations. He has a bunch of presentations already made. I know that.
I don't know which how you'd sell them.
I don't know either. I mean, how successful was the one that we did? You and I did it. I know that, Jeff. Remember with Kalamazoo? Was that the Astronomical Society? I wonder how many
That was-
people.
That thing cost money.
It was free.
That was, at least.
Well, it was free,
He was
but he
taking
accepted donations. And
Oh,
I think a lot of
that's
people
great.
did donate.
He had thousands of people from all over the world.
Yeah.
And so what he does though is, so this is what he does. He accepts donations, but if you want to buy that content to download it and to present it to your group or whatever, it's $300. So I was thinking if we did something like that, put it together
There's an open mic, somebody, who's that?
schools or other amateur astronomy clubs throughout the world or wherever wanted to purchase the content, then we could sell that and then just make money off that. I don't know.
Um,
Thinking of ways to make money during off season.
Now, this is a model that's already out there. Somebody's done this. Who's the
Kalamazoo,
Kalamazoo? Oh, Richard Bell?
yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Number of us have taken his course last year. He gave an online course. I think he's taken this year off.
Yeah,
'Cause he did it 2 years in a row during COVID.
I did it last spring and it was free,
Right.
but you had to attend a certain.
Oh, yeah, to get your certificate.
Yes, but then after that, he said that if you wanted to purchase that program
Oh,
and
that's
download
right.
it,
I
there,
see.
you know, it
The
was
whole
like
thing.
$300.
But he was giving away the PDF. He gave away a PDF instruction manual for each segment. That was downloaded. You could download those slides that he was presenting, that he was teaching on.
Yes,
Those are excellent. I've got them in my.
that was a high quality content, and
Oh,
that's really, if you want to do something like that, that's your mark that you have to measure against.
Yeah,
Because
Richard
if
Bell.
it isn't gonna be that good, then, I mean, he wasn't even charging for it. He was accepting donations.
I know.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
wonder how much he got. But, I sure sent him a couple bucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was good. It was real good. I mean, on top of that, if you attended all of them, he did send you a nice little certificate too.
Yeah, that's right. He mailed out certificates, personally signed by him and the president, because
Yeah,
I don't think he's the president at that time.
I don't think so either, but it was good. It's definitely, I mean, if it's something we're interested in, we know that who's got a bunch of presentations. Yeah. They would still have to be modernized.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
we'd have to. get
I mean,
together,
it was
put
gonna
our heads
take
together
time.
and make them really, really
Yeah.
tough. And we might be able to sell them for 75 cents.
Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure we get $1. It's definitely something to consider, but you'd have to come up with basically a panel of people to coordinate that
Yeah.
type of, like, it's too much for one person. Even someone retired like George, he's going to all the outreach events. Is that something we want to put to the floor, or do we want to think about right now?
Let's just table it and think about it for later.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rachel, though.
oh, sure. I'll look at this.
It could be good. It's just, it depends on the quality of the content, I think, is what, that's key. Like, this just popped up on my screen when he gave those presentations on the stuff that he does with AAVSO, I think is the acronym, right? The
Mhm.
Variable Star Program. Those are good presentations. They're very informative. I like them. That's kind of quality content. While there's a lull here, let me
Oh,
share the
there's-
screen.
There was one more thing I wanted to say. So I'm going to be submitting original research to the Gravity Research Foundation. They have a contest every year. And the first prize is $4,000. And then it goes down after that. But I can put it out into the group if anyone else is interested. It's a competition. So the first prize is 4,000, then 700 for second, 600 for third, fourth is 500, and fifth is 400. And I'm just proposing that if, well, I know if I win, it's going to be donated to this group. But I just wanted to put that out there if anyone else is interested. We have it every year.
What's the competition?
It's the Gravity Research Foundation. So they're looking for original research on gravity.
Or are you doing research on gravity, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Well,
I'm not, I'll tell you that.
Still works.
Yeah, I
No,
can
that's
drive an
cool.
Apple and that's about as far as you go.
I didn't know you were doing research on that. That's cool.
I mean, I'm a fan of Roger Dawson. He's the one that started that. The Connecticut thing.
Did you want to post on the groups
Sure.
the information about it so we can all see what it is? That's probably the best way because you put a bunch of information there. You do the groups IO, you got to count on it, right? That's probably the best way. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
I would just want to show everybody that the triple RT is up and actually taking a photo right now. So you can get your jobs in there and get your astronomical photos on that nice telescope.
Can't tell what it's taking the image of.
No, there's a way to, if I logged in here, you could, a user who's taking photos can share the photos they've taken. So everyone can see logged in, but I have not.
Here's the RA deck.
Pardon me?
The RA deck.
Yeah, you could look it up that way too. When you,
Declination.
when you're actually logged in though, it'll, if they've shared their photos, you can just look and see. Cause I think mine are shared. I didn't, some people, they take photos because they want to possibly publish data like she was talking about, you know, their own research data, and they're not sharing them. And other people just share them. I put mine on shared. I know that because I'm not that good. So if you're using mine, get on it. If you, does anybody know what the triple RT is? Okay. If you don't, feel free to ask, or you can ask me after the meeting too. It's very cool. Let's see, other new business. Anybody got anything else? I do have some items.
We ever gonna get to the election?
Yes,
That's new business.
that's the,
But that amendment thing, is that, are you gonna talk about that?
yeah.
Okay.
Is that?
You need to pivot the camera.
Oh, I gotta put the camera back. Sorry.
Cameraman, sleep at the wheel.
During the Mars event at ODU, George, myself, and Anna met 3 people from Wallops Island, if I remember right, that were all interested in us coming up to attend different events. Now, they weren't all talking about the same event, but I think the next one they were talking about was the launch. Is that right? Which is, it's beginning of this month. It could be like in a few days.
What's that, to Wallops?
To Wallops, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sunday morning.
Basically, they weren't asking us to come up for it, but they were saying if we do come up for it, right, we could get a tour.
Wow.
They really were like coming up to us like, we didn't want you to come to Wallops and
It's like. a
bring your
6 a.m.
telescope.
launch, you know that.
What's that?
It's a 6 a.m. launch.
Yeah,
It will definitely be dark. And,
yeah.
it's something to see. If you ever seen one of those, I've just seen a promotion view for one of those launches.
But I was more talking about how they're interested. So that's going to be coming up on the docket, I'm sure, where we're going to go up there. If you're doing the launch thing, it's probably best if you guys want a carpool, since you don't have to carry any equipment really with you. You know, everybody knows it costs what, like $15 to cross the bridge tunnel
Yeah, it's expensive.
one way. Not to mention it's like 2 hours probably.
Really crowded unless you know the secret place. I know the secret place, but it's really crowded if you go to the public place. Really crowded.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought at the tunnel. What are you talking about? There's
No, I'm talking about the
like,
launch.
well, how are you getting across?
There's a secret place to watch the launch. It's even closer than the public place.
Oh, really?
Are you able to get on it now? I mean,
Yeah, if you can get in there.
Is it like military
You have to go
ID?
early. No.
Okay, so it is public.
It's out in the open and everything, but everybody and his brother knows about it, except you guys.
I thought it was secret.
Pretty secret.
Well, because we had 3 people come up to us, I am sure that we're going to be asked to come up there to do an event, at least one. And like they told us, they will give us a tour. It sounded pretty cool, really. They were very excited to have us come up there.
Did you get their names and address?
No,
I didn't either.
I didn't, but we gave them all cards and we could track them down, I'm sure of that. I mean, it was not people with public relations though. It was all like people that worked at the facility doing research. Yeah, they were pretty excited about us coming up there. I know that.
Do they want us to come up for a, like a star event? Outreach?
Yes.
Like to come up, but then also while we're there, they're like, we can give you a tour of the
Oh,
facility.
that's the selling.
Yes.
They do
I know it's
put,
dark. That's a dark area when there's no watch one, but
they do outreach events, and before COVID happened, there was one that George and I think we're gonna drive up there for, because they usually go to Del Mar, is that right? Is that up in Maryland? There's an astronomical amateur astronomers up there, and that's who they usually go through. And they saw us at ODU and they were like, oh, you guys are really good, so you want to come up? So I don't know if that was like our trial, they were testing us out and they saw that we did good at ODU, but they really were motivated to have us come up there for the public outreach events they already do. And then as an enticement, they will let us do a tour of a facility while we're there. So if you want to see not just a rocket launch from far away, but you want to go get up a little closer, sounds like they're willing to do that. And I want to make sure I cover all the notes. They offered us a tour. George mentioned one of them said they have a facility for us to spend the night in. So pretty cool, really. That's a 2-hour drive. So if you were too tired to come back, have a nice little place to stay. It might be, there's a, I don't know, there's a kind of a like a little tiny base there where they have like housing, like a hotel. Yeah. I don't know if that's where they were talking about. I have stayed there because that's where, if you're going up there for a SSDS training on a ship, a weapon system thing, they have you stay there because it's so far to drive.
I didn't know they had there.
It's not really barracks. It's kind of like a hotel. There's like a little commissary there too. And I mean, it's smaller than this room. But I don't know if that's the same spot they were talking about, but they said there was a facility. So there's not many facilities to stay out there though. So it could be that facility.
That's what I'm saying. That's a nice dark sky area.
Yeah.
Kind of remote.
Get some chats.
There's 5 things in the chat, and there's 2 more people that participate or need their names.
Oh,
Okay. Since the KO changed ownership, we're looking at other options. Oh, they're talking about CoinJot. Star Party. Okay. And then you see the names.
Dan, but I don't know his last name. Pelzel? Dan Pelzel? Dan, whoever you are, Patrick. It's, Patrick.
Okay.
I am here. Sorry, I stepped away.
Is it Dan Pelzel?
That'd be me.
That's all. Thank you.
He's just taking the
Taking
roster.
attendance.
All right. You may have saw on the group's IO site, but the city of Chesapeake is planning on rezoning 1,400 acres of farmland for a mega industrial park. And I have a link here if you want to see, but basically it just means more light pollution at the Northwest River Park. Okay.
I saw that.
And I'm not saying that we're going to be able to stop it because you can't stop progress, right? But this is the planning commission meeting that they're talking about, and we can send them a letter online. It's all electronic before November 9th. I think it's November 9th at 1600 or 4 p.m.
they're pushing that thing real fast.
If you can go online, and I will try to type this out into the chat here. There's a form that the planning commission takes comment, and it doesn't say you have to be a resident, but just to encourage them to use IDA sky guidelines and put up, you know, limited light pollution lights at least if they approve this. Yeah, something like, because they don't even think about it. And once that stuff's up, it's too late. They're gonna wait till it burns out and these things last forever. So I will put this in the chat so you guys have it at home. Anyone I'll put it on Groups IO too. And in fact, I think I already did on Groups IO. If you guys go there and look, you can click the link and submit it by the 9th at 4 o'clock is the cutoff.
And there's also a petition to try to stop it that needed 200 signatures. They've gone over 200, now they're looking
Yeah.
for 500. But I
And
don't think they have the infrastructure for roads set up. The same thing happened when I was in Maryland. I mean, progress came in, I guess you call it progress, all the mega corporations took away all the dark skies, farmlands and everything.
Where's the petition?
What's that?
The
Yes.
petition?
the petition,
The petition.
did you
is
put it in that
online.
thread on Groups IO?
I can put it on Groups IO. Yeah,
Yeah, do that.
yeah, they need.
If you go to the Groups IO, there's a link that Marcos, I think, put up there originally talking, it's a link to the article, and then you can look through and find where you can submit to the planning commission. If you're gonna do one, make sure it's the planning commission, because the petitions, I looked at the petition and I hope it goes somewhere, but the author of the petition didn't even say what he was gonna do with the signatures. So hopefully he's taking them to City Hall, I don't know. But the planning commission actually has a way to submit input before the meeting. So I recommend you do that and the petition. Hopefully that guy does something with all those names.
Less than a week to do that.
Yeah, every time there's development, because I live in that area of the Dismal Swamp area. Every time there's development, the residents, there's a lot of people that move there to be rural. So this happens where they submit a petition. It don't always work. I'm just letting you know. I've seen it where it's worked and I've seen it where it isn't, but the planning commission will take that input. I'm sure of that. And there's really no reason for them not to put in full cutout lights. You know, they're in the planning phase. So if they're aware of the problem that they could be creating, especially since it's for a city function at the Northwest River Park, they might be more apt to actually do something about it during the planning phase. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. And let's see what else. That's all my new business. But I did have a, we've only got 30 minutes, but let me just, I submitted a proposal to change the age requirement for the Constitution, okay, to let someone who is under the age of 20 and 21 be an officer, okay? And the overwhelming majority on the Groups IO site, like 70%, was not in favor of it. According to the bylaws, we ignored that fact last time when we enacted, though, the age requirement. Because according to the state of Virginia, when you're in a club like this, an incorporated club, you are supposed to have a 2/3 vote of members that approve everything, okay? And so if you scroll down, this is the actual, I'm going to show you guys online here. I like to be transparent so everybody knows what's going on. But can everybody see that at home? All right. If you scroll down to the last section here, you can see that it says on the 2nd of March that we approved this Constitution, and that's when these changes were enacted about the age. And the unexecuted proxies, meaning people who did not vote, were counted as approving ballots. According to the state of Virginia, you need 2/3 of people. So
2/3 of the membership.
2/3 of the members.
That's ridiculous.
I
There are
don't know.
178 members and only 20 of them are active.
And I don't know who the members were in 2017 either. Like, you'd have to go back, look at the roster. But I'm just telling, like, they put it in the Constitution. That's the only reason I know it's actually listed in it. I don't even remember what happened on that day.
It was 2/3 of the members present that voted. 2/3 of the members present, not 2/3 of the membership.
Well, if you go to the .gov for Virginia, it's 2/3 of the members. Is what I said, not present. You need to have a quorum.
We follow Robert's rules of order.
So regardless of all that, I don't want to do, like, we do not have 2/3 of the members vote in the Groups IO poll right now. So technically we cannot change anything in the Constitution, okay, based on that. And if we did it wrong in 2017, it doesn't mean we're going to do it wrong this time again, okay? So for now, there's no age thing changing, okay? if you are under the requirement for the age thing, you can't change it. I don't even know if we're going to be able to change it. I'd have to get a hold, we have a lawyer, a law office that we go through to submit these documents to the state. I assume he's submitted these. I don't even know, because you can go onto the state corporate commission website and see the documents they submitted in 2014. And they're there. All of our incorporation documents are there. So, but there's nothing listed for 2017. So I don't know what happened there. I mean, it could have, maybe it's not required. I don't even know. And we're all volunteers. We're not lawyers, you know.
I mean, I know because I have a nonprofit.
Well, we do have to tell them like the officers' names and the address, stuff like that. But in 2014, we actually submitted this document, the version in 2014. And we did not submit that in 2017 because it's not listed on the state corporate commission website. And I'm sure that he would have sent it to him if we had sent it to him, but I don't even know if it's required to send it. But based on what the Virginia law says, we cannot change the Constitution unless you have 2/3 of the membership, not present, but 2/3 period, vote. Okay. And unless you wanted to change it so the board of directors can make that decision over the members, but you'd have to write that in the Constitution too. And then you need 2/3 of the members to say that. Okay. Because it's not already written in there. So I'm just telling you the way I interpreted what it said. So we cannot change the age thing right now.
Okay. What does it say now? 21?
It is, I think it's 21 for the treasurer and 20 for the others.
Okay.
So tonight, is there any more new business? Then we'll just go right into the election. Okay. George, you want to do the writing?
Sure.
We know you're not getting elected. So while he's doing that, I'm going to briefly cover the duties so everybody knows what you're getting into. Obviously, if you're the president, you preside over the meetings here. If I'm not here, one of the officers would do it for me. Supervise committees. None of the officers can basically do anything drastic without another officer's approval. So every officer can go spend like $100. We all have like a debit card we have. Okay, but if you had to spend more than $100, you need approval from another officer. Okay. There's also a spreadsheet, and Rich, do you have the spreadsheet I created or that Chuck created that I shared with you before that says like on this month?
Yeah.
Can you share that? Because I think that's the best thing. Like it tells everybody when you do what you need to do. And
Let me
I forgot to put that online somewhere so I could click it.
let me see here. Club officers. Okay. Let me share. So yeah, this has a breakdown of pretty much everything that you're kind of supposed to do. Oh yeah, here's a good one.
Yep, that's the one. You see there's a handbook we created. So if all the officers have that handbook that gives you all the information you need. And that's just because I'm probably anal retentive in the military. I made a handbook. All right. But you can see here, like the president in January, by January 15th, I have to update the corporate officers information with our lawyer who submits it up. Okay. And that's pro bono. He doesn't even charge us for it. Like I do a Google review for him because it's good for us. The president reviews the positions. Like, so if you don't think someone's doing one of their positions, well, you could get someone else in there. If there's an open position, you can ask for volunteers, something like that. Not the officer positions, the appointed positions. Okay. The president makes sure the scholarship committee is staffed and functional. In February, I asked Ben how that's going. That's how easy that is. The most important one is at the picnic, I cook. That's right. And you make sure you season those hamburgers too. Just don't throw hamburgers on the grill without seasoning. All right. And make sure that a complete annual audit of the treasurer happens in September, which we did. And I'm not even participating. I just remind Rich. Rich has got the hardest job as treasurer. And then the last one is in November. We hold the club elections in accordance with the Constitution. And since we got this document open, we'll also cover secretary. You see what the secretary does. So between Jeff and I, we do that first line.
We do?
Yeah. That means one of us will do it, hopefully. And
I did it
all the
last year.
officers- An important one that Jeff does is determine picnic sites and dates and make reservations. Like I submitted it to the city of Chesapeake because I'm a resident in Chesapeake and we got a discount. But Jeff filled out all the paperwork, gave it to me. And then I took it down to the office there.
Because you were a resident of Chesapeake, so you got the discount.
Yeah, they gave us like a $50 discount. Let's see what else. Member picnic, we're all involved with that. And secure the December annual luncheon site dates. And then obviously, you know, the one that he just told you about earlier where you do the minutes every month, which how long do you think that takes you to do?
It takes me a long time because I'm not that good.
To go through the video, you mean?
Yeah, I'll go over the video and then put it into words and then.
If you look at, Jeff does a really complete, thorough job. If you look back at years past, it would be like half a sheet, you know, and they would just cover the basics. And I told Jeff, if he wants to do it that well, that's good. You know,
Well, I mean,
he's
I'm putting-
very thorough.
I'm putting in all the events that we're doing, which is a lot.
Yeah.
The events that we do every month, and then the treasurer's report, I put the money numbers in, because I think we need to be transparent with that.
I just wanted to familiarize everybody with what these duties are. You go ahead and stop sharing, Rich. Thank you.
And just for further guidance, if you go down, yeah, that was an overview, but if you go further down in that document, there's details of what you're supposed to do, who to contact, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, we tried to make it very easy for an officer, and you have the other officers available, obviously. We all have like a group text, so if we got questions, I mean, sometimes you don't know if you're going to want to cancel an event. Don't make that decision yourself. Reach out to another officer, you know, let them know. You don't know how to cancel an event. Like sometimes I canceled, usually Jeff, he's outreach coordinator and he does it. But if I don't see the events canceled, yes, I will remind someone or I will call someone myself, because that is, you don't want to have a bad PR for the club with the city, you know, especially like cities that we do stuff with all the time. But if you look at the summary here for the secretary, keep records for the regular meeting, maintain inventory of the organization's property and location, keep a current copy of the Constitution bylaws, check, that's on the website. Do all the permits. We do have a couple of permits that we do with Chipokes and Cortland Park. And that's basically it right there. So the reason we wanted to cover these before we do the elections is so everybody understands it's not that difficult. Don't be shy to volunteer. You have plenty of backup to help you. All right.
Even though it says secretary's duties are to maintain permits, when I was vice president, I contacted Cortland and I contacted folks, and I still know the contact, so.
Northwest River Park, that's regular one. Virginia Beach, Boardwalk.
The reason that he's saying that is because we all are helping each other out. Even though that one chart, it says like, as that officer, you should make sure it's done, but that George could have done it. He's not an officer right now and he's still doing stuff. So you have backup, all right? But let's go ahead and go into the elections. Do we have any nominees for president? We'll
I
start with-
nominate Eddie Paris, president.
for president, okay? But I was gonna say, they have to accept the nomination too.
Oh, come on. You have plenty of time to retire.
Not like that.
Hey, wait a minute. How long have you
I'll tell
been?
you what, I'll go for the secretary job right now.
Okay, how long have you been in the club?
2 years.
How long were you in the club when you became vice president?
It was like 3.
3 years? Everything's that long?
It took,
Okay.
it took, for the first 2 years, George didn't even know my name. I was coming in every meeting. He's like, you new here? And I was like, I've been coming here for 2 years, George.
Yeah, I nominated Paris for secretary.
Second.
That's good. You need a secretary too? Do we have any other nominees for secretary? Anybody at home there? Bruce, why are you looking down? You're already out court. Don't be worried.
I already got a job.
I know. Okay, we can come back to that. Do we have any nominees for president? Because someone's gonna have to do it. I can't be the president anymore. I'll tell them.
I'd like to nominate George Reynolds for president.
Wife's gonna kill you. That
I'll
happens.
take the heat.
You'll
That's
take
second.
the-
Second heat.
There you go. You got a third?
No, what else I gonna eat?
You got a third?
I got plenty.
Any input at home there?
He'd be great.
Who's that?
I think that was Sandy.
I nominate Sandy Paxton.
Nope.
Yeah, I heard a no.
Sandy, do you accept the nomination?
She's got her microphone muted. there.
Conveniently.
Yeah,
No, 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 no.
that's pretty definitive. Is there anyone else? Because this is gonna make election very easy.
177 people, right?
I know. Well, I think people are worried, and that's why we try to explain like the positions are, there's nothing to be worried about.
Should be worried. I'm secretary now.
You should, trust me, you have nothing to worry about. The treasurer is the hardest position to do.
Yes.
And
I nominate Patrick Vartuli for president.
is he online still?
He dropped off. Perfect. Perfect.
That was
He heard
convenient.
He would be good. You might want to text him because he's got to accept. I don't know if he's interested or not. He did just get that 20-inch telescope. Keeps
Oh, yeah,
him
we
busy.
had a lot of fun with this telescope at Stanton River Star Party.
I bet. Anybody else you guys can think of that actually wants to do the job or may want to do it? I see there's notice how there's none of those young people that were here all year. They're not here tonight.
Did we verify that George is old enough to hold the position? Does he meet the age requirements?
Pardon me?
Did we card George to make sure he meets the age requirements?
That's a good idea.
We need to see some ID.
He did show me his ID earlier tonight, actually.
He's at least 20.
He's got a new ID. That might be fake.
Is that a fake?
No, it's at least 20.
Yes, message to Patrick. Let's see what he says. Yeah, if he ignores it.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to feel trapped for sure.
It's only 2 years, huh?
Yeah,
No, the idea is we want some new blood
yeah.
in the officers department. I'm old blood.
No, George is right because you get, I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years and then I was the VP before that. And once you start in, you got ideas, you do it and you run with it. But eventually you get to a point where it's like, oh, man, I need someone to come up with some more ideas because you're just out of ideas. And that's fine. Take a break, rejuvenate. George has been the president
I've been
before.
the vice president twice. I've been the president once. I've been the secretary once, and then you don't want me to be the treasurer. So much for that. Patrick's not responding.
You want to give him another 60 seconds?
How old is Patrick? It's not better to call him rather than.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Depending on his age.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He's
Oh,
in his 40s, I think.
I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just how it is.
But
You think of anyone, Eddie?
They put Ronnie over.
I don't think he meets age.
Riley's on there right now. So
you call him Patrick?
He can be your assistant.
That's some automated.
That's an anti-spam thing.
Patrick is an answering service on his mobile phone?
It does that to prevent spam calls.
It prevents nominations.
It's working out. He's like, I don't know that number, especially tonight.
Patrick. This is George Reynolds. Hey, I just sent you a text message. I'm nominating you for president. No, don't say no. Okay. Excuses.
Is he evicting kids on that phone call? If you can't hear Patrick at home, he's like, no.
Okay, I will withdraw your nomination. Okay, bye. Okay, you too, bye.
Okay, I guess we have to close the nomination process. All in favor? We're gonna vote for George
I got
here?
one question first before do we have to do it this month? Is it
Yes.
mandatory this month? Can't wait till next month?
No, it's in,
Okay.
it's in the Constitution.
Okay.
Of course, the other thing was in the Constitution too. But we're gonna follow this one.
Okay.
Everybody ready to vote? We're gonna do a aye. All in favor of George being president?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Nobody.
I'll call my wife.
Don't bother, that one ain't gonna override it.
Hey, Chuck's
Chuck
here.
just
Chuck
came in.
can do it.
I already voted for George.
I say, congratulations, George.
Move the nominations to close and we elect the people by acclamation.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Eddie, too, then.
Look at the people up there.
My wife's gonna kill you.
I do appreciate that, Eddie. And obviously, you can always ask me anything. You got my number?
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though I'm not president, I'm still going to the events. I'm still coming, so don't worry about that. But let's see, is there any other business that you guys want to discuss, or you want to go into observer reports?
I think I'll throw one thing out while we're on the subject of elections. It may be food for thought for next year when we do treasurer and vice president, because we always kind of get in this the last second. We should probably form a committee a month or two before we're supposed to have committee elections to do those calls. Like we were trying to rope Patrick in at the last second, but have a committee, probably going to be the officers, to try to find those people and make those calls like in advance.
That is a good idea.
And so that's what we do in every other organization I'm in, you know, because it's usually the committee just trying to call and find somebody who's willing to say yes. And then when you come, you already have your nominees, and then you can take more from the floor if someone wants to throw their hat in the ring, which usually doesn't happen. But that way you've already kind of covered your ground instead of trying to do it at the meeting. So just food for thought, maybe for next time, a month or two when we're getting close, we start making calls and trying to nail down who our nominees are going to be.
That's a good idea. I'm going to put a note in my phone for the next president to do that.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll remind you, since treasurer will be up next
I'm sure
year.
I'm sure you're going to remind.
Wait a
Although I'm
minute.
not term limited out, so I can get another term.
Isn't it standard practice to wait to see who doesn't show up for the November meeting and then elect them?
I'm for that.
That's how I
We
got.
tried. We were going to do
here.
that to Patrick Bartoli, and Sean's like, "Oh no, we should talk to him," and got the hell no when he called. So
From my experience, if you don't talk to them, that'll be null and void in the morning. Let's see, board. Was there anything else, Rich?
no, just my suggestion.
No, that's a good idea. I'm making a note right now. While I'm doing that, though, observer reports.
Last week, I spent all week at Stanton River State Park for the Stanton River Star Party. It was wonderful. It's the first time I've been. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every night was clear, beautiful stars. You could see the Milky Way, you could see things that you can never see from the city. Friday night was open night for visitors to come in and look through our telescopes. And of course, it was cloudy, totally overcast. So we just needed to talk about the telescopes. It was well attended, and I want to go do it again.
About accommodations, how'd you stay there?
I stayed in a tent. I've got a 10-man tent. It's just big enough for me and all my gear and my table and my chair and my light, all that stuff. It's nice. And some people have camped. There's a camping site distance from the tent site, or you could even park your camper or your RV on the tent site. We had all sorts of telescopes. The largest one was a 30-inch Smithsonian reflector, f3.5, and I had my 10-inch and my 6-inch reflectors. Patrick had his 20-inch reflector. We had some huge refractors. One guy had must have been a 6-inch refractor. Must have been cost of $10,000 or something like that. It was great.
Very cool. Anyone else? Nobody's been out observing?
I'm shooting the Cave Nebula right now.
Oh, so it's clear out.
Clear enough.
Nice. You
Let's
gonna
see
put your
here.
picture up on the Facebook group when you're done?
Yeah. I'm new to Zoom, but I think I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, you are.
Amazing.
So that's kind of what I've got so far. I wanted to shoot more RGB. You know, I'm terrible light pollution. But the moon's up right now, so I'm just getting some more HA. But yeah, that's about it.
What's your setup?
How do you get the round stars, man?
So somebody asked the setup. That was the first question.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got with this one, it's the Stellar View 80 millimeter refractor, reduced down to 383. So f4.8. The original ASI 1600 mono Astrodon filters, 5 nanometer for the HA, and then just the normal LRGB. And that's riding on the Mach 1 GTO astrophysics mount, which, I mean, anyone who's done astrophotography knows how important the mount is. And I finally got tired of messing with the cheaper mounts and went all out and got an astrophysics.
Looks good.
Yeah, we're getting there. The light pollution is it just, man, it kills me. Sean, I think you saw the picture that I'd posted of my telescope basking in the 35 LED lights from the school across the street.
Oh yeah, I went up there, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, all I could do was put that note into them to ask if they're gonna fix it. Of course, they ignored me. If it makes you feel any better, the Chesapeake Planetarium has a light that is either malfunctioning or Dominion put in that is crazy blue light that is
yeah,
right where they're set up every Thursday night. Tonight they're out there with their telescope, and I sent them a message and they haven't done anything about it either.
Oh geez. So it's funny you said blue light. So, you know, LEDs, they transmit more in the blue, and my blue filter data is just a wash of, like, it's crazy how much brighter, like the even the background noise is. It's just completely saturated. So I don't know how well this shows up, but there's quite a bit of a hue, especially down here on the bottom, where just the gradient is so bad. No matter how many times I've run like a background extraction. So I'm hoping more data will help and kind of average out, but I don't know. It's terrible.
This is a live picture, no post processing.
No, this is post processed. I want to say probably close to 10 hours of HA, and then probably about that in RGB right now. Combined RGB, you know. And the no luminance, I'm just using the HA pretty much as a luminance, and or a synthetic lume mixed with the RGB and then the HA. And this is mostly just throwing something together to see what kind of data I got and what else I need to add to it.
It's beautiful. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, those are nice to me. Night, Bruce. Bruce is leaving.
Yeah, I got one. I did cone nebula there's Zenith right now, and I did one for my daughter's pregnant. It's one called the embryo. Never mind. She loved that, so I did that for her. But also, it's kind of interesting. There is a comet coming around again. C/202E3. I think the closest point is going to be February 2nd. You might be able to see the naked eye.
Oh, that bright.
So, kind of look out for that.
Thank you, Eddie.
I've been working on that. It's a large object, and I have large focal length telescope. I'm trying a shorter focal length telescope. And I'm using field flattener. It looks great except for the corners, and I'm trying to decide see if it's distortion from the field flattener or it's natural effect of any potential drift. And I think I've got it all out. My telescope's a little wonky. I got to pay close attention to what I'm doing. So I'm trying to solve that. I'm going back up.
Do you put those online when you're done?
Yeah, if I can, as a matter of fact, I read the paper on it. American National Society for Astronomical Science. But I'm not submitting it until- Work. I don't know, I've got a very nice, but kind of inexpensive, relatively speaking. Tractor. Look at it, for free. The obvious solution is crop. I want to see how good I can get it before I throw up my hands and try. So that's what I do for fun.
Thank you, Bill. Anybody else?
Yeah, this is Chuck. You guys there?
Yeah.
Chuck who?
Yago.
Oh, yeah, there's two Chucks now.
Oh, you do? Well, we used to have 4 Chucks. And I was C4, I think. No, I was C5. Chuck Dibbs was C4. My observing report basically is the age-old question, and when you go out, they tell you what kind of telescope should I buy as a beginner. Well, I have a resounding answer for that now. It's called a Celestron with star sense technology on it. I convinced Karen to let me buy another telescope. Garage is getting full. But I bought a 10-inch star sense Dob. And it basically is just a regular Dob, just alt-az. There's no fancy electronics on it or anything. But what it has is it has a cradle to hold your cell phone. And below the cradle is a mirror that your phone's camera will look at the night sky with. So once you download Celestron's StarSense app and do about a 30-second alignment on the scope with it, getting your camera centered on the adapter, it uses plate solving to find out where it is. So if you've got some stars up and you can see stars, it'll plate solve, and then that tells the app where it is, where it's pointing to. And you can just go and search for an object, tell it you want to go look at M51 or whatever you want to go look at, and it will give you the it'll display some arrows on the app to tell you which way to push it in alt and which way to push it in as. And when it gets down to the point where you have it somewhere in the field of view of the scope, then you zoom in and it will plate solve again. It only takes like 3 or 4 seconds to plate solve. And I've been using it for about 5 nights out when it was clear, and it hasn't failed yet. Man, I've pulled in all kinds of things.
Chuck, is it the one that 114 millimeters Newtonian reflector?
They have about 5 different models, I think. They have a couple, 2 or 3 refractors, a couple smaller Newtonians, like a 114, and I bought the 10-inch Dob. And I just ordered today. I bought the cheapest one they had, which is $229 for a 80 millimeter refractor. When I get it, I'm going to yank the StarSense shoe and adapter off of that, and I'm going to put it on my 18-inch Dob.
I just recently saw a video on those and it looks really cool. Do you know how well the plate solving works in light pollution?
Well,
I know you got the dark
place
skies.
the place I bought it from is a place called Denver or Mile High Astro, and they can plate solve they're not actually in downtown Denver, but they're in like a suburb of Denver, and they can plate solve and find things up there. So I would say that their light pollution is about like it would be about midway between Richmond and DC.
Okay.
It's but it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's pretty foolproof. I even told Karen, I says, here, use it. And Karen, she's like, not real into technical stuff, and she was using it. So it is a game changer. So if anybody's looking for one or looking for a scope to play with, you know, they're not real expensive, and I'll tell you, they work really good. And if I'm successful moving this one I'm buying, I should get it tomorrow. That's another fun thing about having an astronomy store in the same state or very close. I ordered it this afternoon and it should be delivered tomorrow afternoon. But if I'm successful in lining that onto my 18-inch Dob, well, then I'm thinking the 10-inch Dob one is going to get yanked off and put on my 12-inch Orion. Piss Orion off. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. It's a very good device. It's almost foolproof. The only way you could screw it up is if you broke it. You know, literally broke one of the pieces of plastic on it. Now, Celestron won't sell you a StarSense bracket and cell phone saddle separately. They said that they have taken many questions about whether or not somebody would sell that, including my questions today. So as soon as I got off the phone with them and they told me that they weren't selling them as a part, I turned around and ordered the little 80mm refractor. And I'll end up probably giving the refractor away to somebody. Put a right angle finder scope on it and give it away to somebody. But it's pretty slick technology.
That's the grand prize for the Georgia June.
Is it really?
Yeah, 100mm.
Yeah, we bought one beginning.
Oh,
of
the
the year.
100mm one. That'll be nice. Because that's not a bad refractor. We got one of the guys that does solar with me. He has one of their 100mm scopes like that, and it's pretty good. It's not an Apo, but it's kind of like the old Orion semi Apo, like the 80 ED and the 100 ED before they went to the carbon fiber ones. I didn't see any color aberration in it. Not to say that there isn't any, but I agree. That would be a very good prize. Not
Let
like,
us know how it turns out when you put that on your 18-inch.
yeah, I will, because because right now when I go out to do stuff, doing plate solving would be a lot easier than lining on a couple stars and relying on the go-to. Now, like with my with all my scopes, basically 12 inches and up, they all have tracking. But with the plate solving, all I gotta do is put it on something and then it will track. So I'm pretty jazzed about it though. And Karen's starting to tell me, I think you have too many scopes in the garage. I says, but I have nowhere near as many as Kent does, so give me some slack.
That's a good person to compare to.
It is.
They'll never get up there, so you're good.
But Kent doesn't have a 4-car garage either. I should say a 4-car telescope storage unit. All right, that's all I had to say. And congratulations, George, on being president again.
Anyone else got observant reports? I did set up on Halloween and I was able to see the moon for about 5 minutes. And right at the end of the event, I was able to show Jupiter to a few people, but it was not very good, unfortunately, because of the weather. Everybody knows it was pretty cloudy. But I had the telescope out there and everybody's coming up like, oh, you're the guy with the telescope. I was like, yeah, see nothing. Just waiting for a break in the clouds. So a few families got to see something, which they appreciate, obviously, but try again next time.
Out here, they don't do Halloween at night. They started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and go from 4 to like 6 or 7. And you set up on Main Street to give out candy, like trunk or treat. Well, I set up the telescope and make everybody look at the sun instead of a nighttime object. And that worked pretty good until the sun went behind the mountains. Then the moon was out for a little while. But we had about 300 people.
That's pretty good. That's like successful event right there.
Yeah.
I know when George and I and Anna was at ODU, I think one family saw Jupiter, wasn't it? The whole time we were there, it was like the last night it came out for one family, and then it was cloudy again. But the first 2 nights were really good. I mean, it looked really good. But the last night,
I
it was
got
rough.
interviewed by somebody from OBU and she sent me all the pictures, like pictures that I took with kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Where it's posted.
What, they worked at ODU?
Yeah.
I did get a link from Charlotte, I think is her name, the lady that runs that whole thing. And she sent me a link to different photos, and I guess I'll just put it on the group site, and then everybody can see it. I mean, she didn't say not to share it, so. But it goes to like a Google Drive folder, and then you can see all the photos that they took. So I'll share that so you guys can all see it. Anybody else that got observer reports? All right, let's see, we're running a little behind. Go ahead and wrap it up. Meeting adjourned. Thanks for coming.